come on in. We're making up some chili. And I think this is the perfect time to talk to you about some basics, kitchen pantries, items that you should have. It's getting to be fall. We're going to be cooking up a lot of soups and stews, chili for the game day. But what I want to talk to you about is spices and blending spices, cooking spices, and building bold flavors that your family's going to love. So chili is the perfect example to do this. Now, here we go. A lot of people use it, a chili kit. This is a 2-alarm chili kit. There's nothing wrong with it. I used to use it too when I first started making chili because it has everything in it you might need. Let's see what's in here. Chili pepper, corn masa flour, onion, cumin, paprika, red pepper, oregano, and garlic powder. That's it. And that's what you get. You get just exactly that. So, when you take it out, this is what you got. You got your chili powder, it says on there, and I'm going to talk about that. Here's your flour, which we got over here. You got your minced onions, you got your oregano, you got your cumin. So you got all this. But you should already have this in your cabinet. And I would highly suggest, if you don't, to stock your pantry. It'll be ready to go in a minute. You can make taco seasoning, you can make pozole out of it, you make enchilada sauce out of it, everything out of it. So you don't need to buy this, we don't need that. But we are going to talk about chili powder. People get it really confused. So you see this on the shelf and it says chili powder. Well, what this is a combination of all of this. But when you use this, you're stuck with that flavor. You don't, if you need to add more cumin, you don't have any. If you need to add more onion, you don't have any. If you want it more garlicky, you don't have any. So we don't use this either. It's nice to have and sprinkle it on your steak or whatever, but we're going to make it up anyway. These are things we keep in our cabinet. So when you talk about chili powder, you're talking about ground chilies. This is an anchovy chili. It's been dried and it'll be ground up into a powder for a fine powder. I like to get mine at the Mercado, which is the Mexican grocery store. So if you got one in your local area, go check it out. They have piles and piles of really fun spices. California chili pepper. And then you can taste it. They have New Mexico chili. They have anchovy chili. They have all kinds of chili in the powder form. So maybe you pick up 2 or 3 of them. Taste them and see which one you like the best. Some are hot, some are not hot, some of them are mildly hot, but they all have a little different flavor. My favorite is the New Mexico style chili. That's what I have in my little bag that I don't label. No one knows what that is. But I usually blend the two together. I got my ground cumin here. And you see I have a whole bag of it. And it's ready to go. I got my oregano. It's ready to go. Then we've got cayenne pepper, which is another chili powder, ground chilies. Usually cayenne peppers are the little ones you think of down in South Louisiana. And then you've got your flakes, chili flakes. These are the seeds and ground up chili all together. We use that a lot. So crushed red chili peppers for on pizza, whatever. Also, we got 2 types of paprika. Now, this is plain paprika, which is also a chili pepper from Spain mainly. I like the ones from Spain, but they're Hungary. Anyway, it's ground, so there you are, another chili pepper that is dried and ground to a powder. And this one is smoked because the peppers were smoked before they were ground. And this is a smoked paprika powder, and it is sweet because there's 3 kinds. There's a hot, there's a sweet, and then there's a bittersweet. And this one is a sweet. And this is a product of Spain. So I like the Spanish one. So if you like your chili to have a little smoky flavor to it, you might use the smoked paprika. If you don't want it to have a smoky flavor, you would use the plain. Then of course we've got ground oregano, flaky oregano. Either one, whatever you like. Then of course onion powder, garlic powder, and minced onion. So you've got all of those too. So this flour is a corn flour that they put in the pack. Now this is used to make a slurry, and a slurry is water and a starch mixed together. We put in our soups, our stews to thicken. So this is what this is for. But It will add a gritty kind of taste because it is cornmeal, very fine cornmeal, corn flour. Mine is just a regular old flour and water. And if you cook it down real slow, you don't even need it. It's going to cook down and get thick on its own. So we don't really even need that. So here we're back to the basics again. Now I've got my meat cooking over here, and I've got my onions in there. So I don't even need minced onions. They can go back to the cabinet. I just wanted to show you, you could use these if you want. But I do like to layer up my flavors. So I'm going to stir my meat up over here. And my onions are already cooking down. So part of the process here is to build these flavors. So now that I have some beef fat in the bottom of my skillet cooking down, I can start adding in all my spices. And then I layer them in, and they fry in the oil. And they release their oils, and they blend together for that wonderful flavor that we are looking for. And don't forget about your regular good old-fashioned salt and pepper. We're going to add that too. So this is more of a beefy chili. It is not a tomato soup. I eat chili and somebody's put too much oregano in it, too much tomato, and it tastes like tomato sauce. This is not tomato sauce. This is Texas-style chili, and it's made with lots and lots of chilies. So it's going to cook down and get brown, and I just used the ground beef from the meat department, and so I didn't have it specialty ground. Sometimes you can find the chili ground, which is a heavier ground, but I think either way you do it, you can leave it chunky, you can make it fine. There we go. It's going. So the first thing I'm going to do is start adding my chili powders. And I love the California one, and it's a spicy one. I'm going to put a good tablespoon in there. Okay? A good tablespoon. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add my New Mexico dried chilies. And if you had ancho, I would put that in there too, so I might put all three. But that way, I get lots of good chili flavor, and it's going to fry down. Now the rest of mine, I like to enhance my garlic and my onion by applying both. I'm going to apply my fresh onion and my dried onion, my fresh garlic and my dried garlic. And my oregano will go in. Do a teaspoon of each. Also, I've got my smoked paprika. I'm going to put a teaspoon of it in there. I do like mine smoky. That's your choice. And once you try your paprikas out and you decide which one you want, then you'll be able to do that. So there's a teaspoon. I might put two. Let's do two. Oh, it smells so good already. I can really feel the smell. So now I'm going in with my garlic powder. I got 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to go in with my onion powder, 1 teaspoon. Now look, how easy was that? Straight out of the pantry. And then you have all these left over to make other things with. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit, and I'm talking a little bit of my ground oregano. Now you could use the dried. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of oregano because I don't want tomato sauce. We had tomato sauce last week with our manicotti. So, but I am going to put a good teaspoon of cumin. And when I get down the road, I might come back and add some more. Smells so good. So there we go. Now all this goes back into the cabinet till the next time. I can add more cumin and more cayenne when I get down the road after I check my heat level as it cooks. Now I'm going to stir this up and let all of those spices get down into the fat and start cooking and browning. Now all together, for a weeknight or a quick Sunday afternoon chili, this will probably take about an hour to do. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, You can always do with the cubed meat, the cubed chuck roast. And you put it in there and you start out with the same process and you fry the meat and the seasonings and you fry them and you fry them and you fry them until the pan is coated almost black. And then you then you add all your liquids and you let it cook down for hours, very slow simmer to break down the chuck. Usually it's made with chuck. And I will put a link to my sister's video because that's how she makes hers. And it is so wonderful. And then huge pots, 2 big pots every year about this time. Then it goes into the freezer and we eat on it all winter. It's just wonderful. But this is quick. This is what you're going to make easy weeknight. You're going to use it for hot dogs. You're going to use it for frito chili pie. You're going to put queso on the top of it with chips. It's just a quick and easy chili recipe. So now we've been stirring and frying our seasoning for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I think that's really good. It's starting to be really brown. I can really smell it. I'm going to add some salt and some pepper at this point. And then we're going to start adding our liquids. Now we're going to come in with some salt. And I'm going to do a couple good pinches. Because since this is a pre-made chili, I don't have any salt in here. And it will take a lot of salt. And then I've got my black pepper. I think we're going to use this grinder. I have this one set for higher force. And then you just push the button in again. Okay, got our pepper in. Give it a good stir. And you can see on the bottom, see all that good fond on the bottom of the pan? It's coated on the bottom. That is all seasoned and tomatoes. And I haven't even put the tomato paste yet. It looks so good. So now we're going in with our tomato paste. We're going to fry that off. And I've got about, I don't know, half a can of tomato paste is probably plenty. You can put the whole thing in, but I don't want it to be tomato based. This is a chili. So it's supposed to be beefy chili. But we are going to put that in here. And we're going to fry that for a few minutes. It's going to add to the bottom of the pan more fond. And that's going to fry for about a minute. Now, this is Texas chili. And we don't put meat in it. As a matter of fact, in my house, on family days, we have 3 rules. 1, well, there's almost 3, but we don't talk about 3 things. Let's say it that way. We don't talk politics, we don't talk religion, and we don't talk about who eats beans in their chili. Because when that starts a fight every time, so we don't talk about it. But if you want to make a comment about beans and chili, you just go right ahead. Put your comment down in the bottom. Let's spark up the internet. Alrighty, 2 cups of beef stock going in, and that will deglaze the pan and give it a nice beefy flavor. And 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. Here we go. And look at that. Oh my God. And we're going to stir this up. And you notice, I didn't drain it. I didn't take any fat out. Let it come to a simmer. And at the end, if I feel like it's got too much beef fat on it, because remember, fat is where a lot of the flavor comes from, I will skim it. And it just depends every time I cook it. Sometimes it has a lot, sometimes it doesn't. But I do use 80-20 ground beef. And about 20 minutes, we're just going to let it simmer until it gets really good and thick. Alrighty, there. It's simmering really well now, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. There we go. And we're going to let it go. And I'll be back in about 15 minutes. So it's ready to go. You can let it simmer more and more until the meat gets really, really tender. But I think it's good like it is. This is a very easy weeknight chili. We've got all our toppings. And I like a frito pie. So I got to put some fritos in the bottom of my bowl. I put a few little in the bottom. And I'm kind of a cheese nerd. So I like a little cheese on the bottom to hold my fritos all together. And then I'll come back and put cheese on the top too. So here we go. Nice bowl of chili, soupy chili. Look at that. Oh my God, that looks so good. There we go. Now I am going to add maybe a few little bites of onion, just for fun. There we go. And maybe a little jalapeno on the side, because that will be very hot. There we go. And I am ready to dig into this. That looks so good. Let's see how we did. I can taste that smokiness. Really nice. And there's me a frito. Look at that cheese bowl. Look at there.